We're here with Brill today to talk about grooming, and what a lovely subject he is. What breed is Brill?
He's a Samoyed.
Samoyed. And how old is Brill?
He's just over a year now.
Okay. So whilst we know Brill's a year old, if he was a puppy, the principles are very similar. In puppies, grooming puppies, there are health benefits, detection of parasites, also lumps and bumps that you may find by just grooming through your dog. And then you may get foreign material that gets trapped in a really thick coat like this. And by that I mean vegetation. Grass seeds are very common, especially in very hairy paws and sometimes the ears, and also notice any inflammation or dermatitis. And the other thing with puppies is it gets them used to being handled. It's calm time, and it actually increases the bonding process between you and your puppy. So whilst we know Brill's a year old, if he was a puppy, the principles are very similar.
And what would you recommend if I had like quite a wriggly puppy that was really not wanting to be sort of held down and groomed?
Making the process an enjoyable one, but not too arousing. That can be done by giving them a treat, but then asking them to sit still. Sometimes if we keep giving them treats, then they'll want the treat and they won't actually sit still. So they'll realise that they get their treat at the end of the process.
How would you advise sort of attempting to groom a coat?
So the instruments you'll need, we start with a pin brush, which is gentle and it doesn't tug the hair too much. And then you can go in reverse and actually try and put it into little sections and groom it through. And then you can go to a wider tooth comb, which allows you, when you get down to the base, of actually just bringing that out. If you hold your hand close to the skin, it allows you just not to get that tugging sensation, and then you can drag those knots up. So we do the back, we do the sides, and then the more difficult areas are going to be the belly, which we can roll them over and do, and then the neck, and then the face and the head. I would suggest using a finer comb for the head and the ears and the face. And when you're grooming, it's also worth checking what actually you bring up. You may notice, you may even see fleas actually coming through on the grooming sometimes, and not to worry. Or you may see little black dirt, or sometimes actually it's quite difficult to see anything at all. If you take a white piece of moist, like kitchen roll or tissue, and actually just set this on, you may notice little brown or red or black dots.
And if I do identify that he has got fleas, what's the best course of action?
The fleas, you need to treat the patient, okay? In other words, we need to apply a veterinary recommended flea product, and also we need to treat the environment. 99% of fleas actually don't live on the dog. They live in the environment and they jump onto the dog. The other thing you may notice is matting, which is very common in a woolly breed like this. And matting can be uncomfortable because it sort of clogs and tats and just tugs the hair at the skin level, which can be uncomfortable. But also you can get infections and eczemas that can brew underneath all those mats. So it's well worth getting those out. So that's pretty much grooming in dogs. Checking for the parasites, checking for the skin condition, the lumps, the bumps, the cuts. It's just all about patience, being gentle, and as well as enjoying the bond with your dog.